students aren't taught to learn and comprehend and understand what they know. Some of the biggest obstacles that students in public education have to face is that they're taught to take a test.
The teachers rush so much to just get us to pass instead of really teaching us everything we need to know, make sure we're understanding it.
Personally, I think it's a shame that teachers have to try and squeeze so much content into such a short amount of time just so that they can say that, well, we covered it for the test.
I know everyone is stressed out, teachers, students. I just wish there was a magic solution. You know, I think that's what we're working toward.
One of the biggest obstacles I see in students right now is their confidence.
I wish that every student had the drive to go and achieve. I feel whenever you lose that drive is when you start to veer off the path and you start to become unhappy.
Pressure from parents and peers and colleges and teachers and administrators, just meeting that demand.
Many students they go home and they see that their parents have been laid off or they're just having hard times, and so like drug abuse can become a problem.
I've personally experienced a lot of my friends being cyberbullied, and one of the problems is that bullying is such a cliched term. So I think really any form of disrespect is bullying and should be seen as such. And I think the only way to fix that is for us to call bullies out and just let them know that what they do is hurtful and that the world would be better without that stuff.
I'd like to see some headway be made and some movement towards satisfying our teachers.
I feel like a lot of teachers are just leaving or going out of state, and there's one of the reasons why is just they can't support themselves.
Both my parents are actually teachers, and so we know that by the end of the month they get paid around the 20th, so by the end of the month we're just eating whatever we can find at home.
They really do put a lot of effort into their job, and they really do try to love what they do. Just a lack of respect overall.
And I think if we take it into our own hands to really just try to inspire them and say, we appreciate you and we're going to take the time to try and make your day better, and we're going to really try to influence our peers to do the same for you, that's the best way to just boost their morale and make them feel very appreciated and feel like what they're doing is held at a high esteem, because it should be.
A good education prepares you, you feel sound in what you're doing.
A great education is just job security. It's being able to provide for your family. It's all these things that sometimes people take for granted, but without an education, we wouldn't be able to say we had.
For a good education, really what you get out is what you put in.
I feel like getting an education is an opportunity for me.
I want to be able to go out into the world and really make a difference in other people's lives, be able to teach them, even if I don't become a teacher, be able to set an example to them by what I've learned throughout education and also throughout from educators. Not only what they've taught me that's on the curriculum, but what they've taught me about just being a good person. And
a good education is learning to think for yourself and just taking that and going as far with it as you want.
I think the difference between a really good or a not as great teacher would be just their passion for what they're teaching you.
You went to class every day and you never could tell if he was having a bad day. He never projected that.
Pushing each student to do their best, and just really, you have to work it out of them, because most students won't show the effort unless you really take it out of them.
She made me feel like I was valued and that my opinion mattered, and if I didn't understand, not to get frustrated, but to just ask her questions, and she would answer them and help me. And she's what made me want to major in chemistry.
If somebody can take a subject that maybe you don't love all that much and just give you a reason to love it, then they have a talent and they have a gift, and that's something that should be celebrated.
I would tell them thank you.
Thank you.
I would just say thank you so much, and honestly, those teachers have made a bigger impact than probably anything else in my life.
I spend hours and hours a day with them, sometimes more than I spend at home talking to my mom or dad.
Everything they've done for me and for everyone around me is just, I can't even begin to say
thank you to the ones who haven't overlooked me. Thank you for just taking the time out of your day and of your busy lives to really make a difference in mine.
Because I know being a teacher might not seem so glamorous, and I know the pay is not as good as it should be by what they do at all. But I mean, the people that have been in the classroom with me and have been with me over 8 hours a day have really shaped who I am and where I'm going.
The encouragement, it really does mean a lot. I would like them to know that I love them and appreciate them so much.
If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't have the goals and the passions that I have today. So I would just say thank you for making me the person I am.
They really do need to know that they're important, because nobody would be where they were without their teacher.
So I would just want to thank them from the bottom of my heart for not only shaping me and my family, but my ethics, my morals, and hopefully my future.
The student voice is incredibly important. We want our students to be engaged. They are with their teachers every day. They know what's happening, and they know what they need to succeed. We want to engage them more and more, and I think listening is the first step. They have a lot to say, and we have a lot to learn from them, and we want them to know their voice matters.